You want people happy Tuesday, welcome back yet another morning inside of it, Nicardo Media House. Best up to the morning inside of family. Best up to the people them continue to support this channel. You understand? Best up to the new family them continue to join as the day goes by. You know, really appreciate it, man. As you know, it's 2025, you know, trying to do better. You know, but it's a full pack, you know, of a lot of topics to talk about, a lot of things to get through, you know, on this show. So I'm going to try my best to make it, you know, short and spicy, you know, concise, everything in one. You understand? So I'm just trying to make it short as possible, not too long and dragged out, but we have to make sure that the information fit and everything in order. You understand? As we always do on this show. You understand? But I mean, welcome back. You know, I'm here to talk about Ronaldo Cephas. You know, Dexter Lembikisa is back in the UK again. You understand? Ronaldo Cephas coach have cleared the hair and speculation going around that the player might on the move shortly. You understand? But the fans are not having that, and also, you know, some news, some JPL breakdown, and also JPL in 5 for the last, you know, for the last 2 games that played yesterday in the Monday night fixtures, you know, over there in Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, the concrete jungle, where, you know, Watos battle with Cavalier and also Tivoli and Portmore battle in the first game. So lots of stuff, you know, tap a bit more also in the show as well, you know. So a whole heap of thing, you know, Rudolph Speed, you know, a little bit frustrated of what happened last night in his last game against the Firehouse Marcel Fuzzy game team. But let's start off, you know, with the Reggae Boy International, the one that, you know, who is really on fire, the man that who is like every week he's hitting the onion bag, you know, Ronaldo Cephas, yeah. Ronaldo Cephas, you know, we saw what he have done, you know, in his last game, you know, big 2 goals. It was a local derby, or, you know, you could say it was a city derby, Ankara derby. And, you know, it's a very good team that they beat, you know, so showing that, you know, his attitude and his gameplay is getting better, scoring and competing at the highest level against the better teams in the second tier of Turkish football, you know. But after that game finished, his coach have done an interview and he has come out and also state that, look, Ronaldo Cephas is very happy in Ankara, Kocho. Yeah, he's very happy in Ankara, the city of his club team. And guess what? The fans, a few fans are not having it. Yeah, a few fans, they are not having what the coach have said. And look, right under that post, you know, a few fans voiced their opinion and let, you know, and let their words speak for itself. You know, a few fans come out and said, look, teacher, I'm quoting the fan now. He have said, my teacher, you know, Cephas will sell his tribe if he saw the money. What is Ankara? And the next one went on and said, look, teacher, you have been deceived, saying that you have been deceived by Ronaldo Cephas' attitude that he's happy. You know, whoever, you know, saw that video that they post about Ronaldo Cephas, how, you know, the chairman around in a table, you know, singing happy birthday for him and all of that stuff. You understand? And he was looking really happy in himself. And then at that time, I was like, what happened, you know, at the first part of the season? Seems like everything got thrown out the door. But the Turkish fans, they never ever forget what happened in the past. You understand? Ronaldo Cephas, by the technical director, said that he was missing. He was forcing his way out. No, the fans are not having it. They didn't happy with Ronaldo Cephas. But, you know, the media, you know, everybody, you know, in Ankara is really happy with Ronaldo Cephas. But it's just a few selective of fans that saying that, look, don't deceive by this man's face or his words, according to the fans. You understand? The coach have come out and said Ronaldo Cephas is very happy, but the ban will live shortly. Yeah, the ban, you know, expect to live shortly for his club team. You know, they're waiting for that to strengthen the squad as well. And, you know, the fans are hoping that he can actually stay. You know, and some fans actually stated that hopefully they can keep Ronaldo Cephas, you know, even when they get promoted and go to, you know, the Turkish Super League. Let's see what's going to happen. But that's the situation around Ronaldo Cephas. You know, people, listen, you at the right spot. Yeah, you at the right spot for the morning information. Yeah, about reggae boy football, Jamaican football, and a whole Remember, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. You understand? Dexter Lembikisa, Dexter Lembikisa, a few days back, it made official by the team based in Switzerland. Yeah, said that Dexter Lembikisa is back in the UK, back at his permanent club, Wolverhampton, in the Premier League. A team that is in a transition mood under the Portuguese coach, but they have no plans, same way for Dexter Lembikisa, as they line up suitors for his signature. But currently, since December the 5th, Dexter Lembikisa picked up an injury. Yeah, a muscle injury. Something that have been troubling the player, from, you will say, since he made that move to Switzerland. Just a handful of appearances, 3 or 4. So things haven't been, really rosy for him, so it's good to see that he come back looking for, and they said, look, it's not just suitors outside of the UK, they're looking for suitors inside the UK. Yeah, and look, he went out on loan twice last season. It was against a championship team, Rotterdam, and he got loaned out in the first phase of the 2023-2024 season from September to January, and they pulled him back even though he played over 20 games, I think around 25 games for them, and scored a goal, really good goal, smashing it outside of the 18-yard box, but they're looking for him to change his development, because that team, Rotterdam at the time, was a team in the championship that defending for their life, fighting for their life, mostly playing low block football. And, Dexter Lembikisa, that will develop his 1v1 defensive side of his game. They loan him out to our SPL team in Scotland, a team that won, they in 3rd position at the time in the Scottish, Premier League up there in Scotland. And he went on to play a whole heap of game again. I think he played over 15 games, scored, a couple of goals. He was playing in the European competition, so that time they said, look, get him into Arts. It's a really, really good, good loan for him. It's a team that's playing front foot, and, he will develop his game in the attacking third. And if you compile those two loans together, and how, Dexter Lembikisa was once one of our best player, last campaign, when you play in the Nations League group stage into the knockout round as well, because he was playing competitive football week and week out with no injury. He played over 45 games, both of the teams that he went out and loan, and played for, so you see that, it showed for, the Reggae Boys in their games and international duty. So hopefully he can actually get, some more game time, a lot more game time. I think if you assess, Dexter Lembikisa, I think he's a very, very good player. And, I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section where, you think would be the best fit for Dexter. Is he go back to the championship? He go a step further down to the League One? I don't know. But for me, I think he will find suitors in both league, but it's also which team willing to give him, that opportunity to play week and week or whenever he's fit, and the team that best suit his style. You understand? But listen to Dexter Lembikisa actually, speaking, on his loan move, last campaign for Arts last year at this time. So it's a little throwback. I know he speak on his time so far during that time for the Reggae Boys.
Stephen, senior caps for Jamaica as well. Can you talk us a little bit through about your international experience as well?
Yeah, so quite new to the Jamaica squad, but I played a few games, been in the Gold Cup and the Nations League, but it's been a really good experience to go out and play for my country. So yeah.
That's Dexter Lembikisa speaking, to the Hearts TV at that time, last year at this time when he was making that loan move to the SPL, but people, that's it for the two Reggae Boys in this segment. Now we going locally, domestic football, Tapa Whitmore, with Mount Pleasant, they are flying in the league. Yeah, they are flying in the league. Let me pull up this, Tapa Whitmore team. First time, this is the first time in Mount Pleasant club history in the Jamaican Premier League that they winning 7 straight games. That means Tapa teams, yeah, that means Tapa team is really playing really entertaining football. They are scoring goals for fun, beating Dumbledore. I think it was 4 different scorers on the scoring sheet at over the weekend as well. So happy time for Tapa. And when I was watching that game, Tapa Whitmore was all smiling. Something you don't really see much for Tapa Whitmore. You understand? But I mean, what can I say? Look, they're on the verge. Maybe they will beat Arnett Garden, club record, at that time, I think it set around 10 years ago, where Arnett Garden, had 69 points in 33 rounds of games. It's 16 rounds of game and they're already on 37. Just one game they have lost. Yeah, one game. That's Dumbo beat them, back when they played at Dumbo Sports Complex. They went on and they draw a couple games, 4 games so far. So, Tapa Whitmore is really flying. Good to see that Tapa is flying. Yeah. Also, moving on. So people, JPL in 5, man. JPL in 5, yeah. Welcome to one of the new edition of the show, JPL in 5, domestic football, local football. But yesterday, 2 games played, Monday Night Football, over in the complex, Anthony Sparling Sports Complex. Portmore and Tivoli played out to a 1-1 draw. Portmore extend their unbeaten run versus Tivoli Garden. Yeah, I think it's 9 games now. Haven't lost since they haven't lost against the team from West Kingston, and it was a miserable game. And I think that game played with no midfield. I think it was a lackluster game. Lack of quality in the midfield, lack of creativity. But even though that, Portmore was a better team, but Tivoli just picked their moment. Yeah, Tivoli just picked their moment, and it was just a lackluster ball that come across on the left hand side, get into the box, and it was a former Arnett Garden player, got on the score sheet. I forgot his name. And matter of fact, both players that scored on the day in that game for Tivoli and Portmore actually played for Arnett Garden in the past, scoring that goal on their own stomping ground. But Tivoli missed the opportunity to go 1 point, behind Portmore in the league. Portmore, is in that last playoff spot. Tivoli is right behind them, banging on the door. Portmore goes extend the lead, extend the game to 7 games now, winless run. So I don't know how long this will last for Rudolph Austin, but I think that game that they played yesterday in the complex, that game they should have actually get something from it. But Cavalier and Waterhouse, the other game, I think it was a really entertaining game. I think both teams really come to play some football. I think it was a better game overall than the first game. But again, I was expecting a lot more from both teams, especially Cavalier. I know Rudolph Speed is crying over, players are fatigued. His team is getting a little bit more better, getting over that, that moment, that period where they have a lot of fatigue and, muscle injuries and players are tired. But look, Waterhouse, lack of goals. Again, how can a Waterhouse team lack of goals when you will say, look, they have Bygrave, a player that once, I think it was 2022, a few years ago, few seasons ago, yeah, he scored over 10 goals, double digit in the JPL at that time for Dumbo Holding and Javian Bryan, someone that scored 17 goals last season for Waterhouse. They had probably, 2 of the better striker, if you ask me, in the league in terms of when you look at history. Yeah, very experienced player, after 5 Bygrave. How can they short of goals? I think they have scored around 18 goals in the Premier League. Bygrave has scored 5, the most for Water. Also, I don't know, man, but look, this is the second time Cavalier have conceded 2 goals in the Premier League. Yeah, the last time that this happened, it was in matchday 6 against Mount Pleasant. And look, Jalmara Calvin, the boys on fire. He's double digits again, back-to-back season for Jalmara Calvin. Love this player. He's my favorite player for Cavalier. But Rudolph Speed have said, look, he's not going to push on and try to run down Mount Pleasant or anything. It's a 6-team race and we still have a player. That was the words of Rudolph Speed, and listen to what he have to say about that as well.
Consistency is what you always ask for from your players.
Oh yeah, he has improved somewhat from last year, so we're enjoying the fruits of that now.
Disappointment from your perspective to give up 2 points so late in the game?
Yeah, but you know what? I was more pleased with how we played. I thought we bossed the game most of the time. It's unfortunate, but at least we're coming back to a semblance of what we can do. So, okay.
And you mentioned being pleased with the performance. This was one of the better performances attacking-wise that I've seen from Waterhouse in some time, and yet Cavalier were still able to stand up. Yes, you conceded 2 goals, but it was a team effort right throughout.
Yeah, and as I said before, we're still not fully fitted. Some players still working through. I think we're slowly getting over the fatigue. So I'm not really too worried. As I said before, it's not a league. It's really a knockout with 6 teams. So once we stay in there, I'm good.
And rotation is key.
Oh, definitely.
All right, all the best.
Thank you.
Rudolph Speed there.
You know, so that's it for the 2 games, you know, but look, how you sums up, you know, this JPL so far, you know, look, the JPL table, when you look at the table, the top 3 teams, you know, Mount Pleasant, Mobay and Arnett Garden, they are just bowling their way ahead of the 4 team, you know, look, the Arnett Garden is in 3rd on 34 points, you know, Cavaliers in 4th position, just a few points away from Arnett Garden. I think around 6 points away from Arnett Garden. You know, they extending the gap away from 4th place, those 3 teams, and I think those 3 teams are the most consistent team in the JPL this season. And when you look at 7 and below, you know, Tivoli is the team that looking over the fence in 7th position, you know, right, over the fence. Portmore is in 6th, you know, just 4 points. I think, you know, Tivoli is behind, you know, Portmore. You know, look, Tivoli is the 4th highest scoring team in the league. You understand? You know, they scored 26 goals. That's really, really, really good. They have scored even more goals than Waterhouse, if you ask me, you know, so that's the 4th in the league this season, you know, 26 goals. They are playing really well, but let me tell you, man, you know, Jerome will have a lot to do because he started the season really, really bad. I think in his first 10 games, he had only 1 win. But when you look at the last 6 games, I think he had like 4 wins and a draw and a lose. You know, so they are playing really well. You know, he kudos to Jerome to crawl his way back into, you know, the JPL dogfight for that, you know, that few player spot left. I think, you know, look, when you look at top 3 and the 4th, Cavalier will finish in somewhere up there. You know, so it's all between the team in 5th and 6th, that is Waterhouse, and Portmore, more of the team that inconsistent, that in the top 6. So Tivoli will buy them time. If they continue to get, you know, picked up points in some crucial games, they will be right up there again and get into the playoff again. And Jerome will look to do a lot better than what he did last season. And look, Mount Pleasant and Tapa Whitmore, kudos to them. I just think that they are the best team. And Mount Pleasant fans, the people that in the Garden Parish, they're just loving life right now. Peter Gould, when you look at him, you never see the smiles that bright before, you know. So respect to everybody, you know, really watching the JPL 5, you know. That's it for the show, you know, people. That's it for JPL 5. That's it for the morning insider for Tuesday. Catch me tomorrow, where I will talk about another reggae boy player might be on the move. Suitors are lining up for this player signature in the football league. You understand? This is a player that reggae boy fans want to see on the move, want to see him playing football permanently. And people, I have done really well because with so much that I have to talk about, I managed to keep it right below, you know, the 25 mark. You know, so bless up on yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House. I'm out.